Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Today is our history day, and I am going to present the fourth and last part of Masjid Al-Aqsa. In the last episode, we saw how Masjid Al-Aqsa passed from Salahuddin to the Mamluks and then into the care of the Ottomans, who kept Jerusalem peaceful for over 400 years. But history was about to change forever. As the Ottoman Empire weakened, new powers and new ambitions rose. The story of Al-Aqsa entered the modern age, and with it, some of the greatest challenges in its history. The fall of the Ottomans. By the late 1800s, the Ottoman Empire was called the sixth main of Europe. European colonial powers, Britain, France, and Russia, were circling like vultures, competing for influence in the Holy Land. During World War I, 1914 to 1918, the Ottomans sided with Germany. By the end of the war, they were defeated. In 1917, British forces marched into Jerusalem. And for the first time in centuries, the city was no longer under the Muslim rule. The Balfour Declaration, a turning point. That same year, Britain issued the Balfour Declaration, a statement promising to create a national home for Jewish people in Palestine. At that time, the majority of the population of Palestine was Arab Muslim and Christian. Jews were in a small minority, but the declaration marked the beginning of large-scale Jewish immigration, supported by European powers, and the slow displacement of the native Palestinian people. The British Mandate era, 1917 to 1948. During the 30 years of British rule, tensions grew. Palestinians protested against land seizures, against unfair laws, and against the increasing arrival of Zionist settlers. Al-Aqsa itself became a rallying point for resistance. In 1929, false claims by Zionist group about control of the Western Wall sparked massive unrest. The British responded with force, killing many Palestinians. Through the Mandate, Jerusalem became the center of a growing struggle, one that would shape the entire Middle East. 1948, the Nakba catastrophe. In 1948, after World War II and the horrors of the Holocaust, the British withdrew from Palestine. The United Nations proposed dividing the land into two states, one Jewish, one Arab. Palestinians rejected the unfair plan, but Zionist militias, armed and supported by the West, declared the creation of the State of Israel. The result was war. Over 750,000 Palestinians were expelled from their homes. Hundreds of villages were destroyed. Palestinians call this the Nakba, the catastrophe. West Jerusalem fell under Israeli control. East Jerusalem, including Masjid Al-Aqsa, came under Jordanian rule. For the first time, Muslims were cut off from large parts of their own holy city. The Six-Day War in 1967. In June 1967, Israel launched a lightning war against Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. In just 6 days, it captured the West Banks, Gaza, the Sinai, and the Golden Heights. Most importantly, Israel occupied East Jerusalem, including the Old City and Masjid Al-Aqsa. Israeli soldiers raised their flag over the dome of the rock, although it was quickly taken down after international pressure. The message was clear: Al-Aqsa was under occupation. From that day until now, Muslims across the world have never forgotten the images of Israeli soldiers marching through the gates of Masjid Al-Aqsa. Al-Aqsa under occupation since 1967. The Haram al-Sharif has been under Israeli military control, though managed day to day by the Islamic Waqf. Access has been restricted from Palestinians, especially during times of unrest. Settler groups backed by Israeli police regularly attempt to enter and perform rituals, sparking clashes. For Muslims, Al-Aqsa remains a red line. Every attack, every raid, every restriction on worshippers echoes across the world, from Istanbul to Jakarta, from Cairo to Karachi. The painful reality today. But beyond history, we must face the present. Masjid Al-Aqsa is still under occupation. The land of Palestine continues to suffer under Israeli control. Muslims who live in Jerusalem are denied their basic rights, facing daily restrictions, humiliation, and violence. Many times, Palestinians are stopped from entering the mosque for prayer. Israeli forces often storm the compound, disturbing worshippers even in the month of Ramadan, and turning a place of peace into a place of fear. Across the Muslim world, hearts are bleeding. From east to west, believers feel sadness, pity, and deep pain when they see the suffering of their brothers and sisters in Palestine. Muslims everywhere raise their voices, protest in the streets, and pray with tears in their eyes. Yet, despite this unity of emotion, the reality is bitter. At this moment, the Ummah cannot change the situation with action. The powerful oppressor continues its cruelty while the world remains silent. Symbol of resistance. Al-Aqsa today is more than just a mosque. It is a symbol of identity and resistance for Palestinians and for Muslims globally. When people raise their voices for justice in Palestine, they often say Al-Aqsa is in danger, because to protect Al-Aqsa is to protect dignity, faith, and history itself. This reminds us of a great lesson. The story of Masjid Al-Aqsa isn't just history, it's a test of our faith and unity. Just as Salahuddin Ayyubi once liberated this blessed land after years of occupation, we believe that one day, by the will of Allah, Masjid Al-Aqsa will once again be free. Until then, it is our duty to keep the flame of awareness alive, to support the oppressed, and to never forget this holy sanctuary in our prayers. Closing. From Salahuddin's liberation to the Mamluks' guardianship, from Ottoman centuries to British betrayal, from the Nakba to the occupation, Masjid Al-Aqsa has stood as witness to every triumph and every tragedy. And yet, it still stands. The adhan still rises from its minarets. Worshippers still gather in its courtyards. Children still play in its shed. The story of Al-Aqsa isn't just history, it is the present and the future. And as long as Muslims hold it in their hearts, its light will never be extinguished. Masjid Al-Aqsa is not only the heart of Palestine, it is the heart of the Ummah. Its pain is our pain, and its freedom will be our victory. May Allah grant peace and liberation to the land of Al-Quds, and may He allow us to witness the day when the call of Adhan rises freely without fear or restriction from the blessed walls of Masjid Al-Aqsa. Thank you so much viewers for watching and listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also mention in the comments how do you like my efforts. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.